Hey, One More World Entertainment and Disney seem to be getting themselves into massively hot waters again. But this time they're getting sued for copyright infringement over the Moana movies. More specifically, it seems to be more in line with Moana 2, but there are a lot of elements apparently in Moana 1. Now, this isn't the first time Disney have been sued for copyright infringements. It seems to happen quite regularly. However, the amount the guy is looking for is substantial, because he's not looking for a couple of million or something. He wants $10 billion from the company. I'll say that again, $10 billion. So, does he have a chance of winning it? He's no chance in hell of winning it. But the stain of this happening again to Disney can't be overlooked. Now, there could be some sort of agreement reached outside of courts, where Disney are like, look, we'll give you a small amount or something, just go away or something. Because it's interesting how they seem to have acquired this stuff that led to Moana. But we'll have a look at this anyway, and you'll see what we're talking about. And you'll see as well why it's very unlikely that Disney will lose. They should lose. If they've done it, they should lose. I mean, if you know anything about the Alien comics that they now create instead of Dark Horse, after Dark Horse lost it all, and Disney now have it. The very first issue of their brand new Alien comics they put out when they start doing it a couple of years ago. The first thing people noticed was, hang on, I've seen that image of the Xenomorph before, and a guy reached out and said, yeah, because it's my design. The artist literally took my design, traced it, and just copied it. So they're no strangers to doing this crap. But let's have a look at this. So it says, the Walt Disney Company is facing a $10 billion lawsuit over claims they stole large parts of Moana and Moana 2 from another writer. But how likely is it that Disney will either lose or settle the case? Animator Buck Woodwall has filed a multi-billion-dollar lawsuit against Disney, alleging that the Moana franchise, including the recent Moana 2, released in November, was derived from his screenplay, Bucky the Wave Warrior, without his consent. Woodall claims that former Mandeville Films development director Jenny Marchick secretly provided his confidential materials to Disney, leading to the creation of the films. He points to numerous similarities between his work and the Moana films, such as Polynesian themes, animal guides, and specific plot details. Now, the one thing that this guy, I hope he has to go with this, is those original writings and with dates and stuff on it. You really need to do that, because that's one of the problems with a lot of these, is that they push for these copyright infringement things and then they don't really have anything with dates on it. A lot of them do. Issue is, and they even talk about in this, is just the kind of legal system that these massive studios have behind them, that they'll just crush you, because that's all they have to do, is they'll just crush you in court, in terms of they'll keep it dragging out and you won't have the money to be able to continue. So it says even here, however, in the entertainment industry, it's relatively rare for studios like Disney to lose copyright infringement lawsuits. These companies typically have substantial legal resources and implement rigorous processes to ensure originality and compliance with copyright laws. For instance, in 2020, Disney successfully defended against a copyright infringement claim regarding its film Inside Out, with the court finding no substantial similarity between Disney's work and the plaintiffs. In an episode of The Renegade Online, attorney Ron Coleman and entertainment analyst Tom Connors could not think of a single instance in which a major studio such as Disney had lost in one of these sorts of cases during the modern Hollywood era to the extent the Moana case would demand. What they mean by that is, they're not saying no one has ever won. What they're saying is, with a case with a number this high in the lawsuit, like 10 billion, it's never been won. It says though, however, There have been minor exceptions. In 2022, Disney settled a 5-year legislation concerning the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise. The plaintiffs alleged that Disney had infringed upon their screenplay, and after the court denied Disney's motion for summary judgment, the case was settled confidentially. So what that one is Disney had a case brought against them to say, hey, you stole our screenplay for Pirates of the Caribbean, and the court agreed that clearly there was enough to proceed with a case on that one, and they settled outside of court. That means that they would have lost that case. Now, that wouldn't have been up in the billions, but that would have been what was happening there. And of course, they got sued when they announced Prey, because the original authors of the book that became Predator, the actual original movie Predator, they sued because they wanted the rights back to the book. And that was the thing. The whole time period had passed for them to legally get the rights back. But Disney pushed the can down the road and did something. They put something in there that forced the courts to say, well, we have to kind of look at it. And the two guys, the authors, ended up losing the case, which was ridiculous. It's their work, but Disney constantly managed to change the copyright laws. And what I mean by that is, there's meant to be a set period to, if you put out your copyright thing here in 20 years time, you'll receive the rights back. In some cases, it's the case of, if you can continue to make stuff, you can keep the rights. Hence, like Spider-Man being made at Sony, and why War the Rohirrim was made at Warner Brothers, because it keeps them the rights to those properties. But the books and stuff are different. But Disney then submitted papers and said, oh, they put it down the dates wrong. And the guys didn't put down the dates wrong, but then the courts had to go in, which meant they had passed the time frame for that to go back to them. And then Disney just kept changing things, and it just went on and on and on. It's a disgusting practice they do. And the fact that they're like, all these companies are so, oh, we're going to rob everything. We're just going to rip off everything. We're going to steal other people's work. And if you try and sue us, we'll crush you, because we don't do copyright. What are you talking about? But we can take one of their trailers and put it online, and they smack us with so much copyright. It's unreal on YouTube. It's like, wow. Now, granted, in fairness to them, and we don't know why, but Disney don't strike you for their trailers. Ironically, a couple of their Star Wars ones, they did, which was interesting. But overall, will this guy win? No. I think the main reason he won't win is because of the amount he's looking for. That $10 billion. If it was 10 million, I think there'd be a better chance that the court would much more be open to listen to it. At the end of the day, this could go to trial. He could win, but the court doesn't have to give him the 10 billion. They could go, look, you're not getting 10 billion. We've sided with you. You've won your trial, but we're not giving you 10 billion. We'll give you, like, here's a couple of million or something, 10 billion, not a hope. If, though, it goes to trial, or it gets pushed to go to trial, there is a strong possibility that Disney will try and settle out of court. Because again, and they have this issue going forward now with Gina Carano, is discovery. Because if the courts keep siding with the plaintiffs, they're in trouble, because it means, they're going to push them and give them discovery, which exposes us even more. So it's going to be an interesting one to keep an eye on, see what happens. It's funny though, because it's a funny story because of how much the dude is looking for. Again, hopefully he has all the original works and dates and stuff on it. Again, it's interesting how Disney apparently acquired this stuff, that this woman was just taking his work and passing it to them. Crazy. But yeah, let's keep an eye on it. So with that, I shall leave it there for this one. Like, share, subscribe. Cheers, and I'll catch you in the next one.